Well, it's a new release Wednesday. It's like my favorite day of the week, right? Except for new release Friday. Yeah, I like those too when we get them. But usually it's new release Wednesday. We do have two new products that came out this week. We are busting into a case of each. We're going to start off with Impeccable Football up first tonight, and then Select Football will be coming in right behind that. Of course, there is a little bit of pre-break information that we go over every night, so let's get started with that first up. Feedback, 100% automated. That way you never have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. And of course, the second message there is a big thank you. I do appreciate you bidding and breaking with me, and those of you who come and just hang out and chat and things, even on the nights when you're not in the breaks, I appreciate you too. I like having the company. We're looking now at breaks that are coming up. This stuff is already listed on eBay. It's up and available for bidding right now. We're going to be breaking it over the next few days. Tomorrow night, a pair of Gold Rush Autograph mini helmets, another case of Impeccable Basketball, and we're going to do a case of Flash Baseball. On Friday night, that's another new release this week. Friday night's new release is Leaf Best of Basketball, which is going to be pretty awesome. It's reconfigured like Leaf Best of Football was that we opened last month. And we'll open Select Football again on Friday night as well. Saturday, we're going to open a 3-box case of Onyx Preferred Players Autographed Baseballs. We're going to do a Gold Rush Trifecta Football box. That's something new we're going to try. It has got 3 autographed memorabilia items in it. And apparently, we don't know what 3 it's going to be till we get in there. So it can be a jersey, a football, a photograph, cleats, a mini helmet, or some combination thereof. We will do another case of Flash Baseball, and we'll do a 2-case break of Revolution Basketball Chinese New Year edition. That's all on tap for Saturday. Sunday night, Game Day Greats autographed jersey, more Leaf Best of Basketball, my last case of Panini 1. So we'll do our final master case of Panini 1 on Sunday night. And we're going to do a half case of Heritage Minor League Sunday night as well. That actually came out several months ago. I have a case and a half of it. And I guess apparently I never broke it when it came in. So, well, there you go. Found it. So now we're going to do it. Monday night will be Impeccable Basketball. Again, Flash Baseball and Panini Plates and Patches Football. So that's what Monday night the 25th looks like. Once again tonight, our order will be Impeccable Basketball up first. Select Football will be second. Anticipating that both breaks should be on the way to you by Saturday, on or before Saturday. Unless something super unexpected happens, it could slide to Monday. But I feel like Saturday's a pretty solid date for that, as in the no later than kind of component. And one last thing, Select Football, every team is going to pull cards in that. I'm not worried at all about that. In Impeccable Basketball, if it happens to be that your team does not pull a single card in Impeccable Basketball, you are still going to receive consolation cards in the mail because it is a paid shipping break. So you are still going to get consolation cards even if your team is not pulled. So first up, 3-box case of 1819 Impeccable Basketball, full case break number 1. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay Wednesday night, the 20th of February. And of course, you've got team names on the left-hand side. Your name is up in lights, or rather your eBay username is up in lights across from your team on the right-hand side if you happen to be in this break. Now, if you're not in this one and you are in Select Football, well, hang tight. You're going to get a chance to see your name up there for that spreadsheet as soon as we get to your product. Of course, Impeccable Basketball breaking first tonight. Last little bit there, you probably noticed, yes, that background went out of focus a little bit, but I did that on purpose because I like to look at everything up really nice and close and personal, so that's the way we accomplish it. So in chat tonight, who's here? Greg is here. Brandon Boyles is looking for a little Colin Sexton. Okay, we'll see if we can get your Cavaliers and Colin Sexton out. And Griffin is here. Oh, he's got the sound off, so he can't even hear me saying hi. But if he had the sound on, he would hear me saying hi. And who is this? Eloy the Goat. Hi, Eloy the Goat. And Ezekiel looking for some Suns mojo. And Jordan's here too. Hi, Jordan. So, of course, most of you have probably, maybe all of you have opened Impeccable somewhere along the way. I'm just getting some sleeves out. And you probably know this is a pretty high-end product. We usually have some awesome hits in it. It's a lot of fun to open. It doesn't take very long to open, though. So if you are waiting on Select Football, do not wander off too far, okay? Because we have got just 3 boxes here. Mostly it's going to be 1 pack per box, but we always do have the little extra one that will be our metal card. We'll have our little ingot in it, or one of these should have an ingot in it. The others are maybe metal cards. Oh, that, by the way, when you see those in there, let me show them to you. They're just like blank fillers, but I always like to show you guys the inside of the box so you know that everything has come out that's supposed to come out and all that jazz. And Brandon says he's wishing everybody luck and hoping that the Mavericks hit for whoever has Dallas tonight. So, yeah, Dallas is kind of an investment, isn't it, when you get into any products this year, but particularly some of these high-end products. All right, let's do our secondary packs first. We'll get a look at this stuff first, and then we'll do our regular packs. So our metal card out of here is, of course, Stainless Stars is the name of the card set. The first one out is for the Bulls, and it is Wendell Carter Jr. And if I could get the right sleeve, maybe we could get it in there. And it already has a protective cover on it, but that's okay. I'm still, obviously, as you see, putting it in a sleeve. It is numbered to 99. But that's the reason that these look a little dull when you see them, is because they have that protective plastic coating on them. So when you get them and you take that off of there, it'll make your life a little easier. Although this one's in a sleeve. Oh, because it's signed. That took me a minute. Is that bad that took me a minute? Yeah. So the unsigned one has the protective cover with the big sticker to remind us of that. The one that is already signed, which happens to be a very nice little Kevin Knox there for the Knicks, it is in a sleeve. Obviously, his protective coating came off when he signed it. So Kevin Knox to 99 there. Pretty nice hit for the Knicks. And Kelvin is here. Kelvin has the Mavericks. Excellent. Berry Select, of course, is after we finish this. This is, again, not a very long break. So, you know, I don't know, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes us to look at that and recap that. So probably not too terribly long. Andrew Wiggins, this is numbered to 22. This is our ingot. We get one of these per case. It is either silver or gold. This one, of course, as you can see, is silver. It will not fit in the sleeve that I have. I do have a nice handy little way to get it to you safe and sound, but in the meantime, we're going to let it sit right there partially in its wrapper to keep it all happy up there in the corner until we recap it. Do I need to pull, how many base we've got down there? All right, I usually like to pull the base forward so that once we get to the hits, we just roll with them. Numbered to 49, it is Elfrid Payton for the Pelicans. Behind that, we have John Wall and the Wizards, numbered to 99. Then it is LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus is numbered to 35 for the Spurs. Kelvin, this is your third of 4 cases with the Mavericks today. Well, you've got a big investment in the day. How have you done so far, Kelvin? Have you been hitting Luka? What's your tally so far for the day? How much pressure do we have to equal everybody else? It's Brad Davis for the Dallas Mavericks. That is numbered to 99. Number 225. You have yourself a little Steve Kerr back when Steve Kerr was a player for the Chicago Bulls. You've hit one RPA for Luka so far today. Okay, well that's not too bad. Out of 3, this being the 4th, we don't know what you're going to hit in here, but 1 out of 3 so far, not too shabby. There's Okubo, that's to 99, Phoenix Suns. And here is Bruce Brown and the Detroit Pistons to 99. You've got the nice tricolor relic, hard-signed autograph, of course, and a good one there for the Pistons if you like your rookie, and I'm assuming that you do. Well, look at that. How about the Suns hitting DeAndre Ayton on a stainless stars? So nice hit for Phoenix, numbered to 99 with the DeAndre Ayton hit, our autograph rather, on the metal card. So nice hit there. Ayton, of course, was our #1 overall draft pick. Vince Carter, that is to 49, Atlanta Hawks. LaMarcus Aldridge again for the Spurs to 99. Didn't we see him a minute ago? I think we did. I think so. Andrew Wiggins, that is, I think it said the 35 for the T-Wolves. I better double check that. Yeah, 35. Sometimes my eyes play tricks on me. Rod Strickland to 99, Portland Trailblazers. Hey, Greg, who do you have in here tonight, by the way? Do you have somebody in, or are you just hanging out with us? I don't remember. You know, I get an autopilot when I'm doing those spreadsheets. I'm just cutting and pasting without even really paying that much attention to what's in there because I'm always racing the clock. Zach LaVine for the Bulls. It is numbered to 25. So I very seldom actually retain who has what. This is numbered 299, and it's for the Rockets with Alston. I see another Chicago Bull coming. That one looks like Larry Markkinen to 49. And, oh, this is nice. Allen Iverson. I like that. I like that hit a lot. That is numbered to 31 for the 76ers. Yeah, I like the Iversons. I get a little kick out of Allen Iverson, so I like pulling him. So we are now on last box mojo right here. Of course, it's 1 pack per box, so we're it's last pack, last box, whatever you want to call it. It's the time where we need to collectively work our mojo and hope for the big fiery hit to come out of here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we're going to give it a go tonight. To 49 for the Knicks, that's Tim Hardaway Jr. Jaylen Brown to 99, Celtics. Behind that comes John Wall and the Washington Wizards. I forgot to look what John was numbered to. He is numbered to 25. And we have Jamal Mashburn. Okay, I personally like that for the Mavericks. It's numbered to 99. I know Jamal Mashburn's autographs aren't worth $1 zillion or anything, but he used to play for my University of Kentucky Wildcats. That's where I graduated, my alma mater. So I'm a little happy to see Jamal Mashburn come out of there. Makes me smile. Gerald Henderson. That is a victory signature is the card set. Of course, it gives you the score and the date of the game. Pretty cool little card set. It's numbered to 99 for Gerald Henderson and the Celtics. And behind that, we have another victory signature, and it's also for the Celtics. This one is Robert Parrish. So that's kind of crazy. Back-to-back victory signatures. I got momentarily distracted because I saw a redemption. Sorry, I got momentarily distracted. We always flip the redemptions face down. We check them all at the end of the break. Of course, we are at the end of the break, but still, we'll look at it last, and then we'll go to the Panini website to verify it. New York Knicks and Alonzo Trier. That is numbered to 99. Now, here comes our redemption. Let's find out who this is. It is a Mitch Richmond, and Immortal Ink Hollow Silver is our card set. So let's roll ourselves on over here to the Panini website so that we can get this looked up. If you haven't ever used the Panini website for this sort of thing, it's super handy. Their checklists go all the way back to 2009. So that makes life easy when you have to go in here and look up a redemption. All right, what did I say that? I've already forgot what I said the card set was. Immortal Ink Hollow Silver. He is card number 4. Oh, I dropped it, sorry. Immortal Ink, not the card. I dropped the mouse, not the card. Thought I better clarify that. I'm like, oh man, somebody's going to be upset about that. So it's going to be numbered to 25, the Mitch Richmond to 25 for the Kings. Okay, Kings to 25. Now we are ready to recap Impeccable here. We're not going to go back through all of our base cards, even though they are numbered, but we will take a look at our extra metal card, the unsigned metal card, Wendell Carter Jr. to 99. Our redemption, Mitch Richmond, numbered to 25. That is for the Kings. This is our metal card, our ingot, and silver tonight, numbered to 22. It's Andrew Wiggins and the T-Wolves. Of course, it's numbered to 22 to match his jersey number. You probably know that already. And then to recap our stack of hits here. Alonzo Trier to 99 for the Knicks. The Celtics had a couple of hits in a row. Robert Parrish was one, Gerald Henderson the other. The Dallas Mavericks with Jamal Mashburn. Allen Iverson, I really do just like that card. 76ers. The Lauri Markkanen came out for the Bulls. The Houston Rockets managed to grab one as well with Alston. And the Bulls have another hit there with Zach LaVine. Bulls actually ended up with quite a few hits in here, as a matter of fact. Trailblazers, Rod Strickland. The DeAndre Ayton, really nice hit for the Suns. That, of course, your metal card, and it is numbered 299. And a little Bruce Brown making an appearance for the Detroit Pistons. Okubo came out for the Suns. Steve Kerr back in his playing days when he was a Chicago Bull. And for the Mavericks here, you have Brad Davis. And we got things rolling with Kevin Knox on one of the metal cards. Stainless Stars signature there to 99. So that is case number 1 of Impeccable Basketball. For those of you who like Impeccable, which is probably just about everybody because it's a really nice card set, we'll be opening another case of that tomorrow night, and then we'll be opening several more cases of it throughout next week. We've got quite a decent number of cases of Impeccable, so we'll be opening that for a little bit. Now, I need to get you on the spreadsheet here again. I'm going to let you look at that for 1 second while I grab the case of Select and get that where it needs to be. Okay, so I think everybody probably has seen this by now, right? Because, well, yeah, we just looked at it. But for anybody who might have jumped in late, didn't see it, whatever the case may be, anticipating that both of these breaks will be on the way to you on or before Saturday unless something extraordinarily unexpected happens. Should be out the door and on the way no later than Saturday would be my expectation. And of course, everybody's going to pull cards in Select. We don't worry about consolation cards there. If your team was not pulled in Impeccable, you are going to get consolation cards in the mail, and it will ship out when the rest of the break ships out. That's a very good question. You're asking me if there was anybody that didn't pay for Select. You know, I had a couple that were sitting there unpaid, so I'll let you sit there for a hot second, and I will come over here and see where things stand as far as Select. It does actually look like I have a team that's unpaid, but that is somebody that that's somebody that I know that is sitting unpaid right now that I do know sometimes gets tied up, but bids with me really often. So I guess I'll just let that one ride. I feel pretty okay in letting that one ride. So other than that, we're good. I may even have a message somewhere from them letting me know why they're running late. But if they sent it, I might not have seen it if it came in the last few minutes. You guys know how that is, right? Before the break starts, I'm running like crazy trying to get everything done. So, Okay, so this is a 12-box case of 2018 Select Football. It is a full case break. This is break number 1. Oh, James, you needed the redemption again? Oh, I just put that up. It was for the Kings. It's to 25. It was hollow silver. Help me out, guys. Hollow silver something for it's definitely for the Kings. The redemption was definitely for the Kings, James, for sure. So 12-box case of 2018 Select Football came out today, ended today on eBay. We're opening it today, Wednesday, the 20th of February. And, of course, once again, team names on one side, winning bidders across from each team. One thing that is a little different in here, we are going to find some XRC redemption cards in here. And they have their own bidding spot, and it's right there. So any of those that we pull are going to go to that bidding spot. Now, that's not all redemptions, guys, okay? That is the XRC redemptions. And those, if you're not familiar with Select, if you haven't done a break of Select in the past, or at least in the last few years since they've had these, those are the cards that say quarterback 1 or wide receiver 5 or tight end 2 or whatever. They don't list a team and they don't list a player because guess what? We don't know what they're going to be yet. They're tied to the draft. So those don't get filled, or you don't even know who they are going to be until after the draft takes place. So as such, those end up going to their own little happy bidding spot. And they say on average that we find 3 of those per case. Now, the reality of it is sometimes you find a couple, maybe a little less, and sometimes you find maybe a little more. But in general, across all the cases, it's supposed to be averaged out to about 3. So that's kind of the main thing to know there. And Siege the Way is looking for the Bucks. And, oh, Northeastern Ripping, yeah, for sure. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, I do. That's usually one of the things I religiously check on, especially on these higher-end products. But I have to tell you, I'm so excited about getting into Select. It kind of slipped my mind. I was, like, really jazzed for both of our releases tonight, Select and Impeccable. And so, yeah, I was getting excited, anxiously get in here, too. So there you go. Eloy the Goat, you said you don't get in your own case breaks. I feel you on that. Yeah, I don't do mine either. I do know some breakers will hold out the teams that they want and just not list them for sale in their own breaks, but I don't personally do that. I always am going to show you the inside of the box. If you see a pack or something stuck in there that maybe I have not seen, then please let me know. Every once in a while, one will slide down in behind that little riser in there, and we don't want to miss anything with that. So, Griffin, you are back in with the volume on, huh? All right. Well, then welcome, Griffin, because you didn't hear me say that earlier. Troy, you are looking for some Seattle Seahawks. Okay. And Griffin, you've got the Titans. So we've got a lot of mojo requests in here that we got to work for tonight. I just love Select, so I'm pretty stoked that we've gotten to it again this year. It always seems like we wait so long for Select every year. So right off the bat, we have ourselves a little Baker Mayfield Prism here. And, of course, there are different levels of cards in here. So you can have field level, concourse level. There's, I forget, what's the third one? Is it Premier? Is it field, concourse, and Premier? It's been a year since I've opened it, so there you go. Now I can't remember. And that is numbered to 99 for the Panthers. And some of these guys, a lot of these refractors, I will probably wait and put them in sleeves after the fact. But there's a few that we'll put in as we go, but the vast majority of them we're probably going to put in after the break, just in the essence of time. That's James Washington for the Steelers. And there's Kiki for the Texans. And this Tremaine Edmonds here is numbered to 99 for the Buffalo Bills. E-Fly North Dakota, we have been starting at 9:30. We actually started that at, I guess, was it January 1st, guys? It was, if it wasn't right on the 1st, it was within a day or so of that. Yeah, we've been doing it pretty much all year started at the 9:30 because you all wanted to have have things not run so late, and honestly, that probably is better. There is Larry Johnson for the 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs. Why am I saying 49ers? Because I'm multitasking, okay? Sorry. I'm reading about the Packers and the Colts and the Rams, and yet I spit out 49ers on a card that is for the Chiefs. So, hey, go me. But that is Larry Johnson for the Kansas City Chiefs, with my apologies for the detour. And a Lamar Jackson prism here coming out as well. Not numbered, but, you know, again, certain players, we're going to sleeve them as we go. The rest of them we'll do later. Nyheim Hines and the Colts. We have our first die cut out of here tonight. That is one Anthony Miller for the Chicago Bears. It is numbered to 99. I should probably put our numbered cards aside because I bet you we're going to want to recap those, aren't we? We'll do that. We'll start little piles there. How about that? Get a bunch of different piles going. Kerryon Johnson Prism for the Lions. So, all right. We got a few packs left to go. I couldn't wait. I couldn't get all the I couldn't wait to get all the packs out to start looking tonight. I told you, I'm excited about getting in here. I wanted to look at it, so. Oh, Eloy, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, my friends. We try hard, anyway. Barry, you are looking for the Colts. E-Fly's feeling the mojo, the love for the Packers. Greg, you've got the Rams in here tonight. Now, that is not a usual team for you, Greg. I'm surprised you have the Rams. You must have been looking at the checklist and finding some good value on the Rams then. Is that what happened? Probably, I'm guessing. There's a Deshaun Watson for the Texans prism. And I was trying to set this down because I saw we have something nice coming. And I just wanted, once again, I get all beside myself. I get excited. This is 149. Saquon Barkley for the Giants. I turn it around and it's not signed, which is kind of a bummer. I saw Saquon. I saw the Giants. I'm thinking we're good right off the bat. We're still good, but it's not what I had hoped it was going to be signed, of course. For the Colts, it's Nyheim Hines, numbered to 99. There's your relic and signature for that. And, of course, Joe Mixon, a prism for the Bengals. And Will Dissly, a prism for the Seahawks. And we have ourselves our first tie-dye coming up. And our tie-dye that we see tonight first out happens to be one Carson Wentz for the Philadelphia Eagles, numbered 225. So that's what most of our tie-dyes are going to be, numbered 2, if not all of them. Eli Manning and the Giants. There's Kyle Lauletta and the Giants to 199 for Kyle. I do see, whoops, that's a refractor for Sony Michel, or a prism. Same thing, guys. I tend to call them refractors. They are technically refractors, but just prism gives them the name. Panini gives them the name of prism, but they are the same thing. Royce Freeman, Broncos. A little blank filler card, which, frankly, I'm glad to see. My little stash of those is running low, so I'm kind of excited about having that too, to be honest with you. James, you are looking for the Buffalo Bills. All right, well then we need to try and find you some Buffalo Bills. I'm assuming Josh Allen and your other rookie up there, Edmonds, probably high on your list, I would expect. Oh, you didn't look at the checklist. Okay, you just went with the Rams. Well, I like it. It's a bold choice. It's a bold choice. So I guess you guys saw, so Jalen Ramsey, you recall, towards the end of the season, he was just smack-talking everybody, practically. Jalen Ramsey was just kind of calling everybody trash or garbage or whatever, and he did, in fact, call Josh Allen garbage or trash or some variation thereof in his little tirade. And so over the weekend, Josh Allen was signing, had a public signing somewhere where you could pay to get his autograph, and someone posted a picture that he had signed it, you know, Josh Allen, and then said something to the effect of, "Hey Ramsey, am I still trash?" And then, you know, hashtag Bills Mafia. And so that picture hit the internet, and everybody's all up in arms because, you know, Josh Allen's usually not one to talk back. So people trash him or say whatever, but he usually takes the high road. So it was kind of a big deal that he signed, you know, it's kind of smack-talking phrase on his picture. I come to find out, of course, it was there because the guy who had it signed paid him to write that exact inscription. You know, he actually paid for the inscription. So it was like, oh, well, okay, that makes more sense. But I did think it was still kind of interesting. So everybody was all in an uproar about it. And of course, my Steelers decided not to transition tag Le'Veon Bell, thank God. Nyheim Hines and the Colts. Little Lawrence Taylor coming out to 99 for the New York Giants. So that means Le'Veon is officially an unencumbered free agent, finally. We're free of his drama. So I'm kind of oddly happy about that. To 25, how about a Roquan Smith tie-dye, baby? If you've got the Chicago Bears, that is a nice hit for your young rookie. But I was pretty entertained by the whole scenario with, I mean, who even knows what is going on right now with the Steelers, you know? And you got Antonio Brown mouthing off about stuff like he's a free agent, like he's controlling his scenario, but yet he's not. That was Jalen Ramsey, by the way, on that refractor. This is numbered to 75. You have yourselves a Jared Goff headed to Greg and the Rams. Greg had one of his feelings tonight, might pay off. There's an Aaron Rodgers prism. And here's Bradley Chubb and the Broncos, blue parallel to 175. And, there's Terrell Edmonds for my Pittsburgh Steelers in a little die cut to 49. So that's nice. And Bo Jackson. Bo knows football for the Raiders. The Dolphins with Ronnie Brown to 49. Relic and autograph for Miami. So I don't really, honestly, I hardly know what we're going to be looking like next year. I mean, I think we'll be okay because Juju Smith-Schuster is basically just going to slide into where we had Antonio Brown. Sterling Shepard and the Giants. I mean, maybe he's not quite the same level. Will Dissly and the Seahawks. But maybe he gets there. Who knows? So here is one of our XRC redemptions. Once again, this goes to the XRC bidding spot. So we already know where this is going. And it is defensive player 2. Is that going to be defensive end, I guess? I don't know. Or defensive player 2 of any defensive player. Usually we don't have a lot of defensive XRCs. However, quite a year for defensive ends, as we know, coming up. Derek Carr and the Raiders on a refractor. So I'm assuming it's any defensive player, the second one chosen. It's how it looks anyway. There's another Mayfield prism. A die-cut Corey Davis and the Titans, numbered to 75. And where did I just lose my sleeve? It went flying right out of my hand, trying to give me a hard time, my sleeve was. Matt Breida to 125, San Francisco 49ers. But yeah, I mean, I guess historically, kind of my Steelers do have a tendency to move on when they find the replacement, Josh Allen. But I don't think they would have been moving on that soon. Sony Michel. You know, AB's under what I would call a team-friendly contract at this point, more or less. I think they would have kept him despite Juju coming up through the ranks if he hadn't done all the stuff that he's done. So, well, he's going to be gone. Gone with the wind. The killer bees are no more. Our poor little kicker, Chris Boswell, he might be gone too. We might only have one left. Big Ben. So, yes, Griffin, I agree with you. I love the Select card design. It's very similar every year. It's one of those, much like Prism, you can kind of just depend on it. It's like going to McDonald's. You know you're going to get the same thing. It's going to be made the same way every time you go. Yeah, Select is a lot like that. I mean, and they tweak it, and there's little subtle changes, but the overall design of Select stays, I would say, fairly similar from year to year. But it is always a really fun set to open. Greg, you can redeem those XRC cards anytime you want. I mean, you redeem them as soon as you get them, if you so choose. But you will not know who the player is, of course, until after the draft. So, for instance, if we were to pull tight end 3, then that redemption would be for the player who is chosen in the draft, the third tight end chosen in the draft. So QB1, the first quarterback taking in the draft, QB4, the fourth quarterback drafted, etc. So that's how those work. And then they, of course, after the draft is completed, then Panini still has to get the cards produced and all that before it shows up at your doorstep. So you don't get it instantly after the draft, of course, but you at least know who the card is going to be after the draft. Juju Smith-Schuster for my Steelers with a little prism there. And there's Mark Andrews and the Ravens, rookie prism. We have ourselves a die cut, number to 49, Christian McCaffrey and the Carolina Panthers. So the XRCs, I think, have been, is this their third year, guys? It seems like to me it is. Bradley Chubb to 199 for the Broncos with the red, white, and blue wave there. I think it's their third year. That sounds right to me. Ronald Jones and the Buccaneers. And the first year that they were out, I went nuts, man. I was trying to, I was buying into anybody's break who had them as a separate category. And, of course, all breakers virtually do now. But in the beginning, some would and some wouldn't have them as separate categories. But I would jump into all of those, and then I would buy them loose on the internet. I loved them. I wanted the whole set. I never did get the whole set though. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on a prism. As it turns out, there are more than you might think if you're trying to get them all. That's Ito Smith and the Falcons. Mason Rudolph for my Pittsburgh Steelers, blue parallel to 175. But it is kind of a fun chase if you're into that sort of thing, and then you could get the full set. Saquon, prism, and occasionally you will find one of those redemptions that's for the tie-dye version, which means you're looking at a low-numbered one to 25. You might occasionally find an autograph parallel, Dante Jackson refractor, and a Ronnie Harrison to 199 for the Jags. So there's lots of possibilities. There's another Jared Goff prism when it comes to how you can work with those XRC cards and build a set if you so choose anyway. And there is a little die cut for the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen to 99. So the Bills got at least that so far. Myles Garrett for the Browns. Kalen Ballage to 99, Dolphins. Kalen has a big relic there on the front for Miami. And we have another hit for the Giants. This one is Rodney Hampton. And Rodney is autographed. Where's our numbering? I missed it on the back. It's to 199. I don't know how I didn't see that. Amari Cooper. And as a Cowboy, finally, they got him switched on the cards. What have we got happening right there? Well, that's interesting. That is a piece of paper stuck, sort of, to your card. I mean, like right out of the pack. So the one side came off fine of the piece of paper. The other side looks like it's on there with a little more intensity, so I am not going to attempt to do anything else to that. But that's a Calvin Ridley base for the Falcons, and, well, you saw what it looked like, so whatever happened to it in the factory, interesting. Drew Brees refractor for the Saints. We had a redemption come out. Here's the deal with redemptions. I am going to leave them, other than the XRC, I'm going to leave them face down until the end of the break. And then any that we have found, we will flip them over all at once, look at them, and then immediately go to the Panini website and check out our teams, find out what they're going to be numbered to, and all that fun stuff. So I know it's cruel and unusual punishment to leave it face down, but yet there you have it. I kind of think it gives us something to look forward to. And also, if you haven't hit, you know, it gives you, or you haven't hit what you wanted, as the case may be, it does give you a little bit more hope, right up until the bitter end, that it could be headed your way, you know. So, Siege the way, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, gosh, I don't know. Maybe Siege. I mean, I remember saying Ronald Jones at some point, but now whether or not that's a die cut or a numbered card or a prism or a hit, I did not retain, I must admit. The good news is, Siege, I will, at the end of the break, we will recap our autograph cards, relics, redemptions, and numbered cards will all be recapped at the end of the break. So you will find out that way. And if he's not in there, then I do think I set him for something. So whether or not it was a prism or something else, that I don't remember. I have a bad short-term memory for that, guys. I don't really attempt to retain most of that stuff. Now I remember some of the bigger hits, but kind of the just as it goes by stuff, I'm not the best about remembering that. Multitasking and all. Eloy, you hope that redemption is a carry-on Johnson? It might be. He was live in, what if we just pull him out of live? Was it Plates and Patches? What was he in? Something recently. He was finally in live and not a redemption. But he has been a redemption most of the year, so it could be carry-on. I don't know. Oh, Johnny, that was your Ridley. Yeah, man, that was weird, wasn't it? I'm sure there are other Ridley base cards in here that won't be damaged. I would be, you know, almost certain that there would be. But I still, obviously we saw it, so I wanted to point it out. That's Hayden Hurst for the Ravens. The good news is it was a base and not a refractor or a hit, so that is a little more palatable. I mean, obviously we don't want anything to be messed up, but if it had to be something, the straight-up base is the best choice. DeAndre Hopkins to 75 for the Texans. And I would certainly think that we've got more Calvin Ridley in here. Antonio Brown prism. Ooh, a little green Saquon coming out for the Giants. Indeed. Numbered to 5. How about that? If you got the New York Giants. That's a nice, that's an unexpectedly nice hit there. To not be signed, that's still going to be worth some money. Bradley Chubb to 35 for the Broncos. Nice big relic. one color, though, so I wish they'd give us another, but what are you going to do? Leonard Fournette Prism for the Jags. And that is Bradley Chubb, Broncos. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers. And a die cut here for the Panthers, numbered to 75, Dante Jackson. But yeah, I would say, Johnny, we'll probably see plenty of Calvin Ridley base rookies in here. Hopefully the rest won't be damaged. So here's our case hit. We have only one of these zebra parallels per case. And this one happens to be for the Chargers on a die cut for Melvin Gordon. So it's not numbered, but it is a case hit. One zebra per case is what it's supposed to be. Now, you know how Panini is. Everything is quote-unquote on average. So take that for what it's worth, but that's what it's supposed to be, one per case. Tremaine Edmonds for the Bills. We have a red Lamar Jackson for the Ravens to 99. Greg, you said that's a boring patch for the Broncos a minute ago. Yeah, you know, I'm with you. I always like them to have two colors. Buccaneers, Jameis Winston. And Traquan Smith for the Saints. Another one of our little blank dummy cards, filler cards, whatever you want to call them. Meant to fool the people who go in and feel the packs to try to find the hits. That's the purpose of those being in there. Michael Thomas and the Saints. And we have a David Johnson hit for the Arizona Cardinals, numbered to 99. All right, we have an autograph for the Giants. It is, well, it might be an autograph. Yeah, it is. I was like, right as I said that, I'm thinking, well, is it? It is numbered to 10. It is the gold parallel of Sterling Shepard out for the New York Giants. So the Giants have Saquon Barkley to 5, not autographed, but still 5, quite nice. And then the Sterling Shepard autographed to 10, so not too bad. So Bradley Chubb Prism. Broncos, of course. A Joe Mixon for the Bengals. Khalil Mack to 199, Chicago Bears. And Jarvis Landry for the Browns. So far, so good. Of course, it's hard to go really very wrong with Select, let's face it. Select is always such a fun product, I think. Can't remember for sure if this is next week, but it might be Contenders Optic. Might be next week. I'll have to double check that. They change those dates so often. But if it's not next week, it's pretty soon. So that will be another one that'll be a lot of fun to open. But I definitely don't have the amount of Contenders Optic. Nowhere near the amount that I wanted to get. They were super stingy with it this year. Didn't give us anywhere close to what we ordered, but we have to make do with what they give us, I guess. And then, of course, we still have, besides Contenders Optic, we still have Honors that'll be coming up. We have, which I think is slightly reconfigured from the 2016 version of Honors. Obviously, National Treasures, which everybody looks forward to, and Flawless will be the last two of the season, and then we'll be rolling with 2019 football after that. Troy Aikman, Cowboys. And I heard today, I just caught the tail end of it, it's Todd Gurley and the Rams, and a James Washington to 199 for the Steelers. Caught the tail end of it that is Kyler Murray saying he's not willing to throw at the draft. Did I hear that right? Lorenzo Carter for the Giants. We have a blue Quentin Nelson to 175 for the Colts. Because if so, that's really weird. And I think that would definitely not help his draft positioning, I wouldn't think. I mean, I guess unless he's going to come along and say he'll throw if you have him to a private workout or something. I think it's very strange that he doesn't want to throw at the combine, if that is in fact correct. Again, I just caught the tail end of it. How about that to 10 for the Colts? A little Eric Dickerson. That's quite nice indeed for the Indianapolis Colts. So nice little hit right there. A little throwback action for Indy. Derwin James. And here comes a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So here's one we know for sure is a buck. For sure is a hit. Deshaun Jackson to 199. Tampa Bay Buccaneers relic. Jordy Nelson. And Adrian Peterson. And a little wave here for Mr. Kerryon Johnson to 199 for your Lions, Eloy. So we got a little Kerryon headed your way so far. Leonard Fournette. We've got a Royce Freeman tie-dye coming up. That should be numbered to 25 for the Broncos. Griffin, I don't really do hockey. Honestly, because I don't follow hockey. I don't watch it. I know very little about it. I mean, I know a handful of players, and that's about it. So I don't actually break hockey. And I mean, I guess I could break it without knowing a lot about it, but it doesn't seem like it would be very much fun since I don't watch it. It says numbered to 35, Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals. So I haven't. I have had people ask me about it before, and I've considered it. I've thought about it, but did I? Well, I think you saw that, but I didn't really linger on it, so I decided I should show it to you again. So I don't know. Maybe at some point. Here's another Calvin Ridley for you. This one at least is a prism. We're going to put it in the sleeve. Make sure it stays all nice and handsome for you, since the one came out with the piece of paper stuck on it from the factory, which was super weird. But anyway, it's better to have the prism version undamaged, so we'll take that trade-off. To 99, Royce Freeman and the Broncos with the die cut. So, and of course the other thing is, you know, Upper Deck does most of the hockey as a Derwin James, and they have all kinds of weird rules about where you can buy it and when you can buy it and whether or not you can break it and other stuff that I also don't find interesting. That's Cam Newton 225. I'll get it out in a minute with a tie-dye. Alvin Kamara. And can you imagine me pronouncing all the hockey names or attempting to? Oh, what a disaster that would be. It was Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. So if there is anyone amongst us who has not done a lot of breaks with me, I'm making reference to the fact that I'm absolutely terrible at pronouncing names. Well, I mean, I can do like, you know, Bob Smith. but if it's a name that has some nuance to the way it should be pronounced, oh, I'm going to butcher it. Absolutely. Even when I see it, you guys often will put it in there phonetically to try to help me, and I might get it right at the minute I'm looking at it, and 5 minutes later I'll butcher it again, and I hear it said, and I still butcher it. And that's with sports I watch. So can you imagine how bad it would be for sports I don't watch, like hockey? Oh, Griffin, that would be awful, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't think there are very many names that I would be able to pronounce even remotely correctly if I were breaking hockey. But you never know. Hey, one of these days maybe I'll start watching it. You never know. Hockey, soccer, neither one do I mess with. I do have some stuff to do a Star Wars break with, though. I kind of thought about getting into Star Wars last year. And I did pre-order some stuff only to find out, like, oh, wait, you can't get it. It's like, wait, what? It's Star Wars stuff. And it was allocated, and so I said, oh, forget this. But I did get one product. They gave me a half a case, and then when it came out, and then like 2 days later said I could have the other half of the case. But I never broke it, so it's still sitting there. So we'll have to do that at some point. That's the only thing outside of the baseball, basketball, football realm that I have messed with much. There's another Calvin Ridley for the Falcons, another Prism with a different view on that one because it is a field level. I don't recall what our other was in terms of field or concourse or whatever our third one is. But anyway, another Calvin Ridley. So Universe is making up for the one that we got weird. That was Melvin Gordon for the Chargers. There's Quentin Nelson to 175 for the Colts. I'm quickly thinking that we should have probably just recapped everything numbered less than 99, but it's too late now. It's Andrew Luck and the Colts. So I've already got my stacks going now. Kirk Cousins to 199, Vikings. And what are they going to do with him? For real, what are they going to do with him? It's Justin Jackson. Here's another Deshaun Jackson for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one, though, is going to be tie-dye because it's numbered to 25. And you got a better looking relic in terms of number of colors and a more interesting relic as well. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a couple of relics at least. Matt Ryan, here's an Andrew Luck, and Andrew is numbered to 49 for the Colts. You always forget how much stuff is actually numbered in Select. I forget. I've opened it many years, but by the, you forget about it in between. And then you're like, oh yeah, wait, I should have stacked those differently. Cortland Sutton to 75 for the Broncos. Devontae Adams, Green Bay Packers. And that is Darius Geis for the Redskins, followed by another Quentin Nelson, this one to 199. Quentin has come out quite a bit, several different parallels. The Broncos, another tie-dye to 25, Deshaun Hamilton. It is not a tie-dye, but it is still to 25. See, I made an assumption there. Shouldn't have done that, huh? No, I should not have. Josh Gordon and the Chargers. That's why they have that little saying. Makes you-know-what out of you and me. Don't assume, because it makes a, it's a family show. I'm not saying the word, but you know what it is. You know what it is. Justin Jackson and the Chargers with an autograph hit. And numbered to 199. I don't think I said that, but there it was. Alvin Kamara again with another refractor. Thought somebody was stuck to the back of Travis Kelce, but I guess they are not, in fact, stuck to the back of Travis Kelce. Yeah, Siege the way. I hear you. Deshaun Jackson, yeah, I agree with you. Probably isn't going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer next year. I think that is the case. Although I thought he was only there on a short-term deal anyway. Is he not? I didn't realize he was as much, pulling the Antonio Brown stunt as how you phrased it. Well, I'm paraphrasing what you said, but I didn't know he was kind of going about it the same way that AB is, who now, by the way, also has said that he no longer wants to be referred to as AB. He wants to be known as Mr. Big Chest. Oh, yeah, that's what he said. Mr. Big Chest. Oh, boy. On this little social media rant the other day. And, man alive. Not even any sense in getting into it, but let's just get rid of the drama and move on. Like, we need to just get past it, and he's gone, Belle's gone, end of story. Move on down the line, and we do what we do next year. Griffin, you need some mojo for your Titans. Well, we'll work on that. We'll see if we can't get that under advisement. Get the mojo on board to cooperate with us. Siege, he has 1 more year on his contract. Okay, I don't know why I thought he was actually a free agent. I don't know why I thought that. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he's going to be there. He's definitely been making noise. But of course, I don't know. I mean, Bruce Arians, he's a pretty persuasive guy. So if anybody can keep Deshaun Jackson there, it probably would be Bruce Arians. So that may help you a little bit, actually. And Johnny says he's more... Antonio Brown instead of Mr. Big Chest is more like Mr. Big Head. It's DJ Chark and the Jags. I do not disagree with you on that point. Here's a blue parallel of Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills. It is numbered to 175. I feel a little residue on that under the sleeve there. And by residue, I mean the edges come off of these cards. Well, the edges don't come off. How can I explain this? If probably most of you have held select cards before, and you know that sometimes you get little white flecks of stuff on them that's just in the pack. Sony Michel to 199 Patriots. And that white stuff is actually like stuff off the edges of the cards. And some packs have it and some packs don't have those little kind of, I call them little gritty things. They're not technically gritty, but they're little pieces of residue. Anyway, Josh Allen is in a pack that had some little pieces of residue. Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, numbered to 10, and it is signed. Boom, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love this kid. I'm a Steelers fan, but I like watching the Chiefs because I love, love, love that kid. So Pat Mahomes to 10, Kansas City Chiefs, congratulations. Nice hit. Blake Bortles and the Jags to 199. That's a guy who will be gone too. Really thought the Jags would be the best spot for Joe Flacco. I'm still just astounded that Elway brought him to Denver. That's such a strange choice. Rashad Penny, Seahawks. A strange, strange choice for Joe Flacco to go to Denver. I mean, they're going to have to get John Elway out of there. Antonio Callaway, Browns. I mean, I know they love him for all the things he did for the franchise when he was quarterback for the franchise, but he's been a terrible general manager for them. Tyler Lockett to 99, Seahawks. Primarily over, oddly enough, the inability to come up with a quarterback. You would think being a quarterback, but anyway, here's another XRC. This one is for running back 2, and there's our second XRC of the night. So we have running back 2 and defensive player 2 at the moment. Yeah, whoops, what am I doing? I got sidetracked, didn't I? Tom Brady for the Patriots. And there's Quentin Nelson again. Imagine that. Apparently this is a case of like the best of Quentin Nelson. We've seen just about practically every parallel you could get of him, I think we've seen. There is a die cut Von Miller to 75, Denver Broncos. Rashad Penny, Seahawks again. James Washington for my little Pittsburgh Steelers, numbered to 49. And another redemption, you probably saw it. I didn't look at it, but I'm guessing you guys, eagle eye, you probably spotted that, but you know the deal. We'll flip it at the end of the break, although it was sort of already flipped. Josh Allen refractor for the Bills. premier level that one was. Here comes Julio Jones for the Falcons. Julio is numbered to 50 with a nice old 2-color relic there for Atlanta. All right, we are making progress. We're getting there, slowly but surely. We got them all out of there. And then the new football league, the AAF. Why can't I ever remember what that stands for? It's, like Alliance something football. American Alliance of Football or Alliance of American Football or I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's AAF. And, of course, they started playing a couple weekends ago. There's 8 teams, and they are kind of, I think, the idea is that they will be like a farm system for the NFL. That's kind of the general idea. That people who maybe have been in the NFL and then have been out and they want another chance, or young guys who haven't made it in at all, etc., get a chance to be seen in action and perhaps make it back to the NFL. I think that's kind of the deal. They're not trying to compete with the NFL. They're trying to be complementary to it. Anyway, they've only run 2 weekends, and they already had to have a cash infusion of like $200 and something thousand. Somebody already had to bail them out to make their payroll. That is not a good sign. Khalil Mack and the Bears, especially because they've had good attendance. So attendance is good. The numbers, the television numbers were good, but yet they're still not making money. So that tells me their payroll is probably out of line with what it needs to be. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. So there are a lot of people, Randy Moss, Vikings, who kind of say, oh, that's it. That they're not going to last. They're done. Chase Edmonds for the Cardinals. But I don't think that's the case. Because one of the things this new football league is trying to do, they talk about it a little, but they're not making it their focal point when they're talking PR stuff. But they're trying to get the technology developed where you can do real-time wagering, like prop bets, real-time. Philip Lindsay and the Denver Broncos have themselves a little refractor there, followed by Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, numbered to 99. So, for instance, as the quarterback is dropping back, you could maybe have a prop bet in. Is it going to be, a pass that goes 10 yards or longer? Or before the ball snaps, you could take a prop bet. Is it going to be a run play or a pass play? This is Deion Kane coming out for the Colts. Then numbered to 199, it's Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs. And supposedly, they have almost got that perfected, the ability to allow that sort of stuff. Of course, not every state is allowing sports gambling. That federal ruling that changed allows states to do it. Lamar Jackson to 175 for the Ravens. But not every state has adopted it yet. But I think this league is gambling on the fact that at least enough states are going to adopt it that they're going to make their money on the gambling side of it. So I find that to be an interesting proposition. Travis Frederick, numbered to 25, a little tie-dye for the Dallas Cowboys. Royce Freeman, Broncos. Because think about that. If they have that technology and they implement it and it works well, how long do you realistically think that's going to be? Cameron Jordan, Saints, before that technology makes its way over to the NFL and the NBA and all these other things. That was Keyshawn Johnson for the Jets. So I think real-time prop betting in a sporting event, that's really what they're trying to accomplish, I think. Carson Wentz, Eagles. And if that happens, that could be a game changer. Derrick Henry, Titans to 49. That is Jalen Ramsey and the Jags. Mason Rudolph, my Pittsburgh Steelers to 199. Although truly, if you're the NFL, how much more money do you really need? They have so much revenue coming into the NFL already. Like, how much more do you realistically need to come in if you're the NFL? I don't know. Sky's the limit, I guess, is their motto. Jamon Moore and the Packers, numbered to 99. Good old Jamon Moore gave us, I don't know what that is, but he gave us an extra something. Usually it's just the J and the apostrophe, but he went out of his way to give us a little something extra there. Mitch Trubisky on a prism for the Bears. Chicago. All right, we have 8 boxes opened. We have 4 left to go, counting the one that's coming out of plastic right now. Alliance of American Football. Okay, thank you. See, I told you, I always get that wrong, that AAF. Like, I had the right words, but I couldn't get them out in the right order is the deal. But yeah, that's what I started out talking about, Jordan. You might, if you were, I don't know if you were in or out at that point, was, I was saying, yes, they had to have a big cash infusion already after only 2 weeks of playing. That's what prompted my whole little spiel there. But I really don't think their goal, yes, their goal is to make revenue, I'm sure, to a certain extent from attendance and viewership. But I don't really think that's their main intent. I think the gambling side of it is their primary intent. And obviously, if you're James Tepper, the guy who just bought the Carolina Panthers, isn't that his name? And you're going to give him $200 and some odd million. Look, that guy's not stupid. You're not a stupid person if you're a billionaire, okay? So if he's willing to give them that money, there's something he sees there. He got an ownership stake in it. He got, I forget what it was specifically, but they said what title he had as a result of that investment. But he sees something there that's worth his $200+ million. That's more than just, oh, look, here's 8 teams to fill up a few weeks where we don't have football. So we'll see if it works out, but that's where I think they're headed with it anyway. But Topps is producing cards for them, for the Alliance of American Football. Yeah, they sure are. They're going to have a card set that comes out pretty soon, actually, I think. Panthers, Luke Kuechly. And Christian Kirk with a refractor for the Arizona Cardinals. Here come the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Mike Evans to 50. Oh, that's a nice patch. That's actually a really cool piece of probably a number or letter or something. It's cool. Mike Evans and the Bucks. Jimmy G, Prism. Andrew Luck, Blue, 175, Colts. I think I'm gonna open a case of that American. See, I still can't say it. You've even typed it out for me. I still keep wanting to call it the American Alliance of Football. The Alliance of American Football. Why can't I remember that? Carson Wentz. Cam Newton. Red parallel. Carolina Panthers. Numbered to 99. I think we will open a case of that. Either by, I don't know, player break maybe or something. Might as well. Who knows? Those might turn out to be really valuable cards someday. You never know. Jamon Moore to 49. Oh, he gave us a little extra squiggly something on that one too. Aren't we special tonight? Gave us 2 extra squiggles. Julio Jones, Falcons. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. We have the Redskins to 35. Mark Mosley. How about that? Another low number, little throwback hit tonight. There's a refractor for Denzel Ward and the Browns. and Kalen Ballage for the Dolphins. I really am glad to have those little blank blocks. Brennan Scarlett, Texans. You'd be surprised how often those come in handy, and they really don't come in as many products as they used to come in. Sam Darnold with a little refractor for the Jets. Followed by to 199. How about Jerry Rice and the San Francisco 49ers? Myles Garrett for the Browns, a die-cut Kiki QT to 49 for the Texans. Ezekiel Elliott, little prism there for the Cowboys. Number to 199, it's Royce Freeman and the Broncos. All right. We're getting there. I wish all of these had hobby version and breaker version. And in breaker version, they would just put everything in like 2 giant packs. I know, that wouldn't really, it would probably be anticlimactic. Wouldn't be as much fun, maybe. But it would take us a lot less time to get to the good stuff if we didn't have to open so many packs. That much I do know. And of course, I guess they're still working on XFL again too, right? Although I don't think that was supposed to be ready to go to what? Next year or the year after? 2020, 2021? I don't know. Yet another football league. But I think we had XFL was a past league too. Same name. Greg says put them all in one giant pack. Well, we could. We definitely could. But it would be, I mean, look how many cards these are. When you see them side by side, it would be a really big pack to have them all in one. That's why I was thinking maybe 2. Because all these, you know, cards with all the coatings and things on them, they make pretty big stacks. But 2 giant packs, that would work for me. That is Courtland Sutton and the Broncos. Here comes Chris Thompson for the Redskins to 199 with a relic. Nyheim Hines and the Colts. A little Baker Mayfield to 199 for the Cleveland Browns. Darius Geis, Redskins. Whoops. Bring that back for a minute. Deshaun Watson to 75. I about let Deshaun slide right by me. Deshaun Hamilton for the Broncos. Russell Wilson, numbered to 175 for the Seahawks. Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills to 49. And it is field level. I'm looking forward especially to the draft this year. This is Pat McAfee for the Colts. Because my Kentucky Wildcats are supposed to have quite a few players go in the draft this year. I think they're projecting that we might have 6 or 8 players before the draft is over that end up finding a home. At least one of them is going to be first round, probably in the first 2 or 3, and that's Josh Allen. Edge rusher. Jaleel Scott to 5 for the Baltimore Ravens. And you're just, if you've got the Ravens, you're like, why isn't that Lamar Jackson? I feel you. But that's still a really nice hit with Jaleel Scott, too. Nice patch. Looks like, actually, that might even be the edge of the crest, of the Ravens crest, potentially. But number to 5 is nice. Dak Prescott, Cowboys. Yeah, in our corner, Lonnie Johnson, they're saying good things about, too. Phillip Rivers. I mean, they had prior said he was probably a second-round pick, but lately I've been hearing some noise like if he does well at the Combine, he could end up moving up to the lower part of the first round, Lonnie Johnson. And, of course, we've got our nice little running back, Benny Snell. We've got a lot of defensive players, too, that are going to be good. Supposed to be drafted. Well, we'll see. Chris Hogan for the Patriots. Chris is number 249. Joey Bosa, Chargers. Nick Chubb, Browns. Odell Beckham Jr., Giants. Interestingly enough, starting to hear some of those rumors again about that too, that the Giants might be interested in moving Odell Beckham Jr. Minka Fitzpatrick, Dolphins to 99. Maybe we could do a straight-up swap. Justin Jackson, Chargers. Let the Steelers take Odell Beckham Jr. and the Giants can have Antonio Brown. How about that? We'll just straight-up swap them. Except I think, aren't Odell Beckham Jr. and Antonio Brown, I think they're friends. So Odell Beckham Jr. would probably think that the Steelers are terrible because that's all Antonio Brown's been saying for the last 6 or 8 weeks here. So he probably would say no anyway. But yeah, Greg, who knows who's going to end up with Josh Allen. You hear all kinds of different things about who's going to go where. He's definitely going to go in the top 5. I mean, it's some mock drafts have even moved him ahead of Nick Bosa. A couple of drafts have him going number 1. A couple have him going in the number 2 spot. Some of them have him going in the number 3 spot. Who knows where he's going to end up, but I certainly would think he'll be in the top 5. And he should be. He's really good. Really, really good. And he had a heck of a senior season. I mean, elected to come back for his senior season instead of going pro as a junior. And it really paid off. Because had he gone last year when he was first eligible to go, no way is he first round. Probably would have been mid to late second round last year. Yeah, I don't know, Greg. I mean, I hear a lot of people making noise about that they think the Cardinals will trade Josh Rosen and take Kyler Murray. I don't really think that's going to happen. I mean, all that stems, I think, from the fact that Cliff Kingsbury, who is their new coach originally, it's Andrew Luck, at some past point in time, had worked with Kyler Murray and said, when he was still in the college ranks, oh, yeah, well, if I was in the position to draft him, I'd draft him number 1. Well, it's easy to say when you're not in the position to do it. Josh Rosen to 99. Nice 3-color relic there. And now that he is in the position to do it, that just seems like a strange move. I don't think he will, but you never know. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Michael Gallup to 199 for the Cowboys. But certainly there are a whole contingent of people out there saying that that's what they think he'll do. Darius Geis for the Redskins. But I don't really think that that's... I mean, to me, the kid didn't even have a chance to succeed. I mean, they had no pieces around him. You can't just take this kid and throw him out there and put nothing around him and expect him to do well. Andy Dalton. For the Rams, Jared Goff to 199. So if they do trade him and give up on him that early, that's really bad. They shouldn't. It's Pat McAfee. And that is for the Chiefs. Harrison Butker. The kicker. Nice. We had a points card. There it is again, coming back through our rotation. So, the reason it's coming back through is because you saw I laid it down when I saw it. Takes the place of one of our hits. Yeah, it does. That means we'll use random.org to give it out at the end of the break. Also means we should have somewhere in here pretty good autograph hit waiting for us. It's usually what those points cards mean. Marlon Mack to 49 for the Colts. So there's no guarantee that that's what it means, but sometimes it leads to that. Another XRC. Our third one for the case, probably our last one for the case. Hey, it comes up running back 1. Finally, we got something on the 1 line. So we got a couple on the 2 line, and then we got RB1, running back 1. Russell Wilson. It's a Saquon insert, not a refractor though, or a prism, whatever you want to call it. LaShawn McCoy, Buffalo Bills, numbered to 175. Eli Manning, Giants. There's a team that better get their quarterback this year. Should have gotten one last year. They better get one this year. Josh Rosen. There is a little Rosen prism. Speaking of Mr. Josh Rosen. Xavier Rhodes comes out for the Vikings to 75. Minnesota, eh? Andrew Luck and the Colts. A tie-dye, Joey Bosa, Chargers to 25. Did you guys see where somebody put online a petition to sell, I think it was Montana, to sell Montana to Canada for like some X number of $1 billion to pay off the debt. I mean, it's meant to be a joke, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, sell off Montana to Canada for like $5 billion or something, and then part of the petition, it said something about just tell them it has something to do with what was the animal? It was an animal. Just tell them there's like a moose there or whatever the animal was. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I heard a little clip of that today. Someone speaking about it. Said even some of the people who live in that state signed the petition to be sold to Canada. I don't know what made me think about that right now, but something we just saw prompted me to think of that. I don't know what it was, but anyway. Hey, well, I got to talk about something, right? You guys aren't chatty. Nobody's very chatty tonight, so. Usually you all are a little more lively, but everybody's kind of in that midweek slump, I think. Hump day slump. Of course, we are last box mojo time on this bad boy. We have got to collectively pull together here, pool our mojo in hopes of finding the big hit, which could actually have a big hit under one of those redemptions. Well, good grief. These two guys are not wanting to cooperate with me. We'll just move them up there to the top. There's Sony Michel for the Patriots with a prism, and DJ Moore, Carolina Panthers, numbered to 75. And autograph relic combo there. Eloy, you said you're in 4 breaks right now, watching all of them simultaneously. Dang, man. And then you're working on another case with your distributor. Nice. That's nice. I know everybody's doing that on new release night. I know everybody's multitasking, probably in multiple breaks, watching multiple breaks and all that kind of stuff. So I feel you on that. There's another Harrison for the Kansas City Chiefs. Another Baker Mayfield prism for the Browns. For the Bengals, Jesse Bates. to 199. And there's another Andrew Luck. We've seen a ton of him tonight as well in prisms and parallels of various sorts. Case Keenum to 99. What are they going to do with that guy now? Now that they have, oh, Joe Flacco, what an upgrade they have gotten. It's just that's such a strange choice. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Then we have Mitch Trubisky and the Bears to 99. The Kansas City Chiefs to 199. There's a nice throwback for you. That's cool, Sig, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Christian's always a good one to hit. Will Dissly, Seattle Seahawks. We have a die cut Jarvis Landry. 1 of 1. For the Browns. I thought we weren't going to find a 1 of 1. We were getting pretty close to the end, and then right at the end, there he comes. Yeah, I know. And you're going, Baker, why wasn't it Baker? I wanted the 1 of 1 Baker. I know. But at least we found you a 1 of 1 if you're the Browns. Austin Eckler for the Chargers. Naheem Hines and the Colts. Michael Thomas for the Saints, numbered to 75. Greg, you said Harper is waiting, meaning you think he's going to wait a while yet to sign? I really thought he'd be signed by the end of this week. I don't know, maybe not then. Melvin Gordon for the Dolphins. I kind of felt like once Manny signed, Harper's not probably going to be far behind. I mean, spring training has started. Guy needs to get signed and get to work. I think he'll be signed by the end of the week, or a deal made anyway. Devontae Parker and the Dolphins. That is numbered to 99. Cool looking card, actually. And of course, we've still got 2 redemptions to flip over. There's a Kiki Prism to close out the stuff that is live. So what we're going to do, we'll recap, but before we recap, we will flip over these redemptions. We'll find out where they go. We'll use the Panini website to verify everything. We'll also use random.org to give out the 400 rewards points. Then we will recap after that. So, yeah, it's going to take us a minute or two before we get to the recap, but we're in the home stretch. So let's take a look. We have first up Sony Michel for the Patriots. Jumbo Rookie Swatches White Prism. So Sony Michel, of course, the Patriots. And another Sony Michel. Wow. Rookie Signatures Prism. So there you go. Patriots, 2 Sony Michels on the redemptions. So let's go find out what they're going to be numbered to. Made the Patriots happy, but everybody else is like, wait, what? They're both Sony Michel? I know. That's been happening an alarming amount. I wish why couldn't they both been Saquon Barkley? That's all I'm saying. Although Sony Michel's still a nice one to hit as well. Obviously. Okay, so let me get us back to where we started here. Bring up a little football. Oh, shoot. Daggone it. I don't know what's going on. I cannot keep my mouse. I'm just going all over the place. I'm trying to grab things and not getting a hold of them and whatever. I don't know. My mouse is not my friend tonight, is it? Okay, so we'll look up, first we will look up the one that is the Jumbo Rookie Signature Swatch White is what I'm looking for. All right, Jumbo Rookie Signature Swatch White. Signature Swatch White. Did it say Prism? Yes, White Prism, to be specific. Card number 9, Sony Michel, the Patriots, numbered to 35, I believe that says. I have my laptops a little far away from me tonight, but I think it says 35. Now the next Sony Michel just says Rookie Signatures Prism, so we've got to change that up a little bit. Rookie Signature Prism, where are you? Does it say signature? Yes, that says selections. Where's the one that just says plain Prism? There. Card number 4, Sony Michel, will be numbered to 49. Huh. So look at that. Both your Patriots redemptions turn out to be pretty low numbered. So if you're the Patriots, you certainly like the way that the redemptions turned out. Now, before we do anything with recapping, which we are going to be doing here in a moment, we still have this to divvy up. This is our 400 points card. It replaced one of our hits. So here's how that will work. I'm going to bring you along with me, and it's going to go just like this. Copy all of our team names here from the spreadsheet, including our XRC redemption spot. It's going to get a shot in here just like our teams do, because it was a separate bidding entity, of course. Then we will go over here to random.org and drop it all in there and scroll through it so that you can see all the teams were pasted in there. Anytime I have 9, or if I have 9 or fewer items in a list and using random, I do it 3 times. When we have 10 or more, as we obviously do tonight, I do random 1 single time. So good luck, everyone. Whoever comes up in the number 1 position, taking home that card, comes up as the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas getting our 400 points card tonight. The Cowboys. Taking home something anyway. Eloy, yeah, Saquon is who I figured the other redemption would be. I mean, that's certainly what we've seen in Panini One and many of our other recent products. Maybe that's where I saw Carry On live, as a matter of fact. Might not have been Plates and Patches. Might have been in Panini One where I saw him live when I was talking about that earlier. But anyway, yeah, the only redemptions in Panini One have been Sony and Saquon, and I just assumed they would be redemptions in here too. So, yeah, unfortunately. I would have liked for that to have been a match set. We had 1 Saquon and 1 Sony. That would have been the better way to go, right? Well, depending on who you are. If you're the Patriots, it wouldn't have been the better way to go. But if you're the Giants, you probably wish one had been yours. 400 points card awarded to the Cowboys using random.org. We had a redemption for the Patriots, Sony Michel, that will be to 35. A redemption for the Patriots, Sony Michel, that will be to 49. These are our XRC cards. Once again, these all had its own bidding spot. These all go to the person who had the XRC bidding spot. They got running back 1 and running back 2. That's pretty handy. And defensive player 2. So running back 1, running back 2, defensive player 2. Not too bad. Not bad at all. These are our die cuts. One of them is a 1 of 1. And that's for the Browns here with Jarvis Landry, our only 1 of 1 of the night. So good to see that. Our others were Trubisky and Kiki, Von Miller, Cortland Sutton, Royce Freeman. Here's our Zebra case hit. Those are not numbered, but they are case hits. That one, Melvin Gordon and the Chargers. And then you have the Panthers, the Bills, the Panthers again, the Titans, the Steelers, and the Bears. And those are all of our die cuts for tonight. Numbered things that are not autographed or relics attached. Now, most of these, we probably, the next time I do this, I'm going to do this differently, and we'll only recap those that are numbered to 49 or less. But I didn't stack them out that way today, so we're going to take a look at all of them. That, of course, is to 25, the tie-dye for Cam Newton. This is to 25, the Royce Freeman for the Broncos. And the Saquon here, that's actually very nice. It's a nice consolation for the Giants to pull Saquon to 5 with the green parallel. That's still a pretty solid little Saquon Barkley pull out of here. DeAndre Hopkins to 75. Here's a white Jared Goff to 75. A tie-dye Carson Wentz to 25. And another white Michael Thomas on that one. Also, of course, to 75. A tie-dye Bosa to 25 for the Chargers. That one is numbered to 49. Derrick Henry and the Titans. You have a little James Washington to 49 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Andrew Luck also to 49. So those are our numbered cards that don't have relics or autographs attached. Now we're into our autographs and relics part of the recap. Devontae Parker for the Dolphins. The Kansas City Chiefs with Christian to 199. Then you have DJ and the Panthers to 75. Rosen to 99. Cardinals. Hogan to 49. Patriots. Here comes Jaleel Scott. That one is numbered to 5 for the Baltimore Ravens. A relic for Chris Thompson and the Redskins. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs to 35. Or, I'm sorry, that's the Redskins to 35, Mark Mosley. It's twice tonight I've called a Redskin a Chief or a Chief a Redskin. What's wrong? I do not know. Not enough caffeine. To 49, Javon Moore and the Green Bay Packers. There's Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 50. There's another Javon Moore for the Packers. That one was to 99. Marlon Mack for the Colts. A tie-dye to 25, Travis Frederick and the Cowboys. Deshaun Watson relic, Texans. A Julio Jones relic to 50 for the Falcons. Blake Bortles relic for the Jags. Slide some of those back over here. Oh, this was our big hit. See, there were points cards, and I'm thinking, yeah, we should have a big hit in here. I have completely forgot that we hit this. How awful is that? I know, there's so many hits in here. But this is the big hit in this case, of course, was Pat Mahomes to 10. That's why we ended up with a points card, because we have a Pat Mahomes autograph in there to 10. Yeah, that's it. Justin Jackson and the Chargers to 199. Deshaun Hamilton to 25 for the Broncos. A little tie-dye Deshaun Jackson to 25 for the Buccaneers. Joe Mixon and the Bengals to 35. There's Deshaun Jackson again for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Eric Dickerson, that's a nice little throwback to 10 for the Colts. This is a good hit for the Giants as well as a Sterling Shepard autograph to 10. Anything to 10 is good. David Johnson to 99, Cardinals. Bradley Chubb to 35 for the Broncos. I did say 35, didn't it? Yes. Double check that. Rodney Hampton for the Giants to 199. For the Dolphins, it's Kalen Ballage. 49ers with Matt Breida. Then you have Ronnie Brown to 49, Dolphins. A tie-dye Roquan Smith. That's a nice hit for the Bears to 25. Naheem Hines comes out for the Colts to 99. There's your Saquon Barkley. I wish that had an autograph on it for you. It's a relic, but you did get some other nice hits in there, including the Saquon to 5. So hopefully the Giants kind of came out all right. Larry Johnson to 49 for the Kansas City Chiefs. That is our break for tonight, guys and gals. I will put up spreadsheet information here one more time if you happen to miss the shipping information and you want to take another look, or you have any interest in what we're breaking in the days ahead, both of those things are coming at you right now. So once again, shipping anticipated to be on Saturday, sooner if I can get it done faster, but should be on the way by Saturday is my anticipation. And of course, every team pulled cards here in Select. We don't have to worry about consolation there. If you were in Impeccable and your team was not pulled, your consolation cards will still ship out with the rest of the break since it's a paid shipping break. And then, of course, taking a look right now at the breaks that are coming up. This is what we'll be opening over the next few days that's already up and running on eBay. So tomorrow night, autographed mini helmets, more Impeccable basketball, and some Flash baseball. Friday is the release date for Leaf Best of Basketball. That's going to be so much fun. We're going to open a case of it Friday night along with another case of Select Football. Saturday, we'll do a 3-box case of autographed baseballs, Onyx Preferred. We'll do Gold Rush Trifecta football. It's got 3 autographed memorabilia items in it. We don't know what they're going to be yet. They can be a variety of things from cleats to jerseys, footballs, mini helmets, photographs. So we'll give that a shot and see how we like that product. Flash baseball again, and we'll do a 2-case break of Revolution Basketball Chinese New Year edition all on Saturday. Sunday, Game Day Greats football jersey, more Leaf Best Basketball. We'll do the last master case that I have of Panini 1 football. And we're going to do a half case of Heritage Minor League Baseball, 2018 Heritage Minor League. On Monday, more Impeccable basketball, more Flash baseball, and more plates and patches football. So that's what the days ahead look like. And yeah, I guess that's pretty well got me covered up for tonight then. Oh, Eloy and Tony, thank you all too, both, each of you, for being here. Thank you everyone for spending part of your Wednesday night release night with me. I appreciate you stopping by and bidding and breaking with me. I will be back at it tomorrow night, so hopefully we'll see you again then, or if not then, sometime soon. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week ahead, and we'll catch you the next time. Bye now.